So, Mr. Grusky, I decided I would try to create a video on how to use Adobe Photoshop to create a tessellation, and hopefully this will help you out some. So, I have Adobe Photoshop CS6, so I have already launched that, and I'm going to create a new file. You said you wanted it 8.5 by 11 inches. 72 dots per inch or pixels per inch is a fine resolution for that. If you want a little bit more color depth, you could change from 8-bit up to 32-bit. I'm going to leave it at 8. It'll be a little bit quicker. And then background contents, I'm going to make sure we start with a transparent layer. That will make it a lot easier to select the tessellation to move things around without getting any of the white background. I'm actually just going to name this Tessalation. Hope that's spelled right. Okay, the first step is to find the rectangle tool and choose a fill color. I'm just going to start with red. And if you hold the shift key down, that will give you a perfect square. Now, if you want to move that around, you need this tool up here. That's the move tool, and you can see the keyboard equivalent right next to it is the letter V. And I'm just going to move it over here more in the middle. Okay, right now that's not a raster graphic, so it's not editable like something that you created with a paint program would be. So I'm going to go ahead and rasterize that layer, and you'll notice the image changed up here. And now we're ready to cut. So you can use any of the selection tools. The lasso tool is a little bit easier to get, I think, the kind of shape that you're after. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. Actually, let's zoom in on it this way. There we go. And I'm going to cut some kind of a shape out of here. And I'm going to cut that using Command X and then Command V to paste it. And again, I need my move tool to slide it over to the other side. Now, we need to put these two layers together because we need to select a section off of either the top or the bottom, if I remember correctly. And if you don't have these two layers together, then it will only allow you to select one of those. There's probably an option here to select merged, but I'm just going to go ahead and merge those two layers. So I selected both of them in the layer control, and then under layer I'm going to choose merge layers. So now I can go ahead and select this section here. Let me try that again. And I have that selected, and once again, Command X to cut that, Command V to paste, grab my move tool again, and slide this up to the top. And move my panels over here out of the way. Okay. Now at this point, you need to have a stroke around the outside of this so that when you go to repeat the pattern, you can see the borders of it. And I believe what I did again was flatten these or merge those layers, and then under effects I chose stroke, and there's all kinds of options in here you can play around with, but this one I'm pretty sure you're going to need. And I'll set it for 1 pixel. You can set it for whatever works for you. And what the heck, let's set it to a different color. That'll work. Now you have a couple ways you can go about copying and pasting these. Probably the simplest would be just to select it. Well, we need to, actually I think we need to flatten it one more time. Just look here. Yeah. We should be able to just select it. And, whoops. Oh, it did. It selected it. Copy and paste. And that's what I was worried about. We lost our stroke. So we can copy the stroke, but then you have to copy that on every layer. So what I'm going to do, once again, is create a new blank layer. Select both of these, and one more time, merge them. Now my stroke is actually part of the image. If you want to add any embellishments here, you can use paintbrush tool. Use the shape tools. The shapes, however, you're going to have to re-merge the image, but I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. I want that actually blue, I think. And let's put a black dot inside there. Oh, we need to flatten that. Sorry about that. I won't be able to see that black dot very well. Let's throw some hair on here maybe. Well, actually, let's just go ahead and copy this. So now we have our tessellation. I'm going to select the image, copy it, paste it, get my move tool again, slide it down here, and now I can either continue to paste it or I can drag this down here, copy a new layer by dragging the layer down to new layer, and it will give me an identical copy right on top of the one I dragged from. I still have the one on the clipboard. Let's see, this is kind of plain, but I wanted to get this knocked out. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Hopefully this helps you out.